And now a message from Alex Vaughn.
Well, bros, I'll tell you that time sure flies when you're having fun. It seems just yesterday that I was packing my bags neatly and orderly on my way to Scotland. Now, 50 short days later, I've maddeningly crammed all those belongings in the same sack, and I'm on my way home right now. Wow. Spain was amazing. Europe was cool beans. And yet I am ready to return. And then literally leave the next day for Rhode Island. My own bed can't come soon enough. Missive from Alex Vaughn. He's leaving Europe, Matt, behind. As was planned, getting moved there. He wasn't expected to live there for the rest of his life. But now he's on his way back. Welcome to the Triple Threat Podcast. If you're listening to this, you know who we are, but we'll introduce ourselves anyway because everybody's episode is somebody's first episode. So I'm Will Vaughn coming to you from Vancouver, BC. Over on the other side of the second largest country in the world is who?
Me.
Yeah, it's you, Matt Vaughn.
I thought you were still describing yourself. That was a missive from a mister. From Alex.
It's a massive missive from Mr. Alex.
See, if it was from me, it'd be better because it'd be Matt, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
I don't know. Can you just live in, like, what's the immigration situation in Europe?
I mean,
irrespective of the whole Syria thing, like, couldn't Alex just float around there doing odd jobs? I
mean, Europe is just the continent, so I think every country probably has its own deal, right?
But you can go in and out of the Eurozone all you want.
The Eurozone, okay. You talking about the currency, or is there some other Eurozone?
The European Union, I took a class. Actually, this is the funniest story. It doesn't sound like it will be, but it is. I took a class in the European Union in university, and my professor looked like a cross between my dad and you, Will. So he kind of looked like an alternate universe brother I would have, I guess. Like, you just see him kind of you, but kind of paler and red hair and stuff like that.
So he's a half good-looking guy. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
His wife was Icelandic, so I'm sure she was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Icelandic women are beautiful, sure. And so the European Union, as I learned in that class, is such a weird amalgam because, like, the Eurozone is like a region, but the euro is the currency, and not everything in the Eurozone has the euro. And I'm sure I even got that wrong.
Yeah.
And, like, there's member states and there's observer states, and Turkey wanted to get in, but Europe was like, you're not really European. And Turkey was like, but I am. Like, no, you're not. So, yeah, this is the European Union podcast, guys. We're going to talk about everything that's going on politically
the political situation.
Yeah, baby. That's what you're in for this week.
Breaking it down here. We definitely know everything about it.
Yes. No question.
God.
Don't even question it. Why are you questioning that?
Yeah. Yes.
Pretty cool, man.
I never think of Turkey as European.
I don't think it is, really.
I've always wanted to have Christmas in Turkey.
Hey now.
Hey,
that's
now.
Next week.
Yeah, that's right.
Next week.
Hey,
James
now.
Bond trivia.
Hey, now. I mean, maybe James Bond trivia. We don't know. I promised some James Bond stuff last week, and I mean, our promises are getting more and more flimsy. But
I feel like we could probably get this.
I don't know.
We'll be good this
It's
time,
a whole
I
week
swear.
in between. A whole week
Believe
in between.
me, a whole week. It's true.
A lot of stuff can happen.
It's true.
In a whole week.
You know what? There's a lot of stuff for us to talk about.
That's right. So many things.
I'm excited. So, like, Halloween just happened.
Yes.
Check your calendars. It's November 2nd.
Yeah.
Welcome to November. It's a great month. Great people born this month.
I mean,
lots of great people not born this month, but more great than bad.
Yeah. I mean, maybe all the great people are born like October 22nd to November 22nd.
Oh no!
Whatever
I don't fit in there.
Whatever sign of the zodiac that is.
Exactly. Sign of the Zodiac Killer.
Sagittarius. I've never seen that
It's
movie.
not Sagittarius. I'm Sagittarius. I know. Hey.
Hey now.
Christmas.
Oh, you're Sagittarius. Okay, good.
Yeah, so I don't fit in there. So,
I don't know.
I thought you were going to... Yeah.
I'm almost proud to say I know very little about zodiac signs.
I am right there with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Astrology.
Yeah.
Not my strong point. Not even strong saying the word.
Astrology.
Astrology. So Halloween just happened.
It
I
did
didn't
just
dress
happen.
up this year. I didn't dress up this year. I
You
didn't do anything for it.
You did nothing.
Yeah. Well, no, that's not true. I watched Alien the night before.
Yes. And what did you think? What did you think of Alien?
Alien, which I have talked about on this podcast a lot of times. But I haven't seen it in like a little while.
Yeah.
The pace is very deliberate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even the opening of the movie, just kind of looking around the ship, you're kind of like, whoa, like, we are taking our time. And it's fine. I'm sure, like, I bet there's probably a cut of that movie you could make that would be 15 minutes shorter, that would feel, like, a little bit quicker. And, like, I think it would have a different feel to it, though. Because Alien's, like, kind of like the haunted house in space kind of thing.
Yeah, which is the cool, just such a cool concept.
Yeah, and so you don't run through a haunted house.
No.
Generally, maybe you do. I don't know. I don't, I like judging people for a lot of things. Like, people say I don't like to judge. I love judging. I love to tell people how to live. But, but in this case, I don't want to. I want to say, hey, you want to run through a haunted house? Be my guest. But not my house. It's not haunted, I don't think.
Yeah, so don't be a guest.
Don't be a guest in my house. Don't stay with me.
Don't come.
So I saw Alien the night before, but I didn't do anything else in particular. Well, did you dress up?
Yes, I did. Also, I realized that the night before Halloween apparently is Mischief Night.
What is Mischief Night?
Yeah,
is it like The Purge?
It's just a bunch of like kids egging houses and stuff. But I've never heard of it until this year, and I've heard of it from two different people.
I believe that's only when Halloween's on a Saturday night, and you have the Friday night available.
Sure, I think that makes sense. Yeah,
and only kids with bad parents will call it Mischief
Tuesday night, we go out and we cause mischief on a Wednesday for the Wednesday Halloween.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't really work like that. But this year, I went out on the Friday night because that's when my friends were going out, and I stayed in on Saturday and watched a bunch of movies, and it was a good time. But
nice. What kind of stuff did you see on Saturday? Do you mind me asking?
You know what? I can't remember. Okay, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Maybe next week I'll talk about that. Okay, because I can't remember. But Saturday, I watched had a great time, amazing time of my life. Don't remember it though, and I owe it all to you. Friday, we went out, and I was.
Sorry, are you going backwards from Halloween?
Yes. So Thursday, didn't do anything. Wednesday, went to a show.
Okay. No. You're going further back from Halloween. Well,
Monday, no. Like last year, and I remember it was 1987.
Friday, I'm in love.
Friday, I'm in love. So I was. The hardest thing about a Halloween costume is the idea. Once you have the idea, then you know what to go out for and shop for. So the hardest part's the idea. If you just go to the store and you're like, I don't know, maybe what about this? This bow tie could be like bow tie man. Mm-hmm. What do you think of bow tie man? That's difficult. But all the pop-up shops were around town. I made the mistake of going to one of them on the Thursday.
Oh boy.
The Spirit store was crammed.
I was actually I was in the parking lot for the Spirit store. My wife was going to Michael's.
Yes.
Just planning for our trip just to throw a bachelorette party.
Oh yes, yeah.
I'll talk about the trip in a little while.
Yes.
But I was in the parking lot there, and it was just just tons of people.
So many people.
And those places, they gotta clean up. They must clean up.
I guess they still got, but like it was 2 days before, and they still had a lot of merch. Like it wasn't like the shelves are picked clean.
I don't think they have them picked clean until I don't think they do it that way though. Because there are people who are last minute shopping, and it's that whole idea of like you don't want bare shelves, right?
No, I guess you don't want bare shelves.
And they can keep it they can. I don't know. They probably can just rent out a Metro self storage, which they probably don't have there.
Just store it, lock it, take the key. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I mean you just pay it for the 11 months of the year or 10.5 months of the year, and then you're good to go.
I went to the Spirit store super early this year. I think it was like very early September.
Yeah.
As soon as they were open, I checked it out and just kind of poked around like, oh,
smart
cool.
man. So what are you? So did you have the idea? The idea.
So I had the idea.
Yeah.
Because I have a wrestling championship title that I got from Alex Vaughn, who's leaving Europe.
No, like you were looking at it just now, I think, right? Is it in your room?
Yeah, it's up on the shelf. Okay. Yeah,
it's up on the shelf.
I keep it displayed, and I was
like you won it.
Like I won it. It's a major award. I won it, and I was thinking like I can do something with that. That's a pretty good prop to start with because you see a lot of wrestling costumes and people have like the plastic belts that are kind of crappier.
Yes.
So I'm like, so this belt's pretty legit. So I had the idea to go as Ric Flair from 1989 when he had the big gold WCW title. He had the long blonde hair, aviator shades, and he wore very nice suits that he always bragged about being custom made. So I had the belt. I had a wig, but I wanted a different one, and that was one of the harder things to find is the right wig.
Sorry, did you say you had it?
I had a blonde wig from when I was Thor from years ago.
Oh, that works out really well. I'm sorry, it was on Instagram, and I'm looking at it right now, folks. You can go on there, show your love.
Yeah, right. Preach the love.
Yeah.
So the Thor wig was a long witch wig. And I actually, while I was shopping for wigs, I did find they actually have an official Thor wig now, too, that you can buy, licensed by Marvel, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. And
Thor's the fun one to go as. I think.
Yeah,
that's
you've done Thor before.
I've done Thor because, like, if you're Iron Man, you're wearing a mask. Captain America just kind of looks like a guy, and Hulk you can't really do without doing the green thing. So Thor is nice. You just throw in a wig and try to look buff. You fail, but you try.
Which we both pulled off quite nicely.
Oh yes,
I was very proud of my Thor vest that I made out of duct tape. It looked awesome.
Did you make it?
I made it out of duct tape, man.
See, now I have to go back through last a year's worth of Instagramming.
Yeah, I know. You can't really tell in that photograph, but it actually turned out rather well. I can send you. I'll send you a picture of what the actual, like, a close up of what the vest looked like. I sent it to you last time, but I guess you, guess you plumb forgot.
I don't remember that, man.
I guess you plumb forgot about it. So this year I went as so I had to find the wig, and the wig was one of the last things I found. The aviator shades was one of the last things I found, and I went to Value Village, which I've been putting off for a while, to get everything together. Mm-hmm. I found a jacket, a vest, a tie, a white shirt, pants for $31.
Oh man!
It was I was so excited that I found all that stuff, and I was so excited it was so cheap. I was very proud of that find. So
you found value in that village.
I found value in that village.
How many of those can you reuse?
I can reuse everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's a win.
In theory, it's a big win. I could reuse the whole lot if I choose to.
This might be a good time to take an ad break, actually, folks. Value Village is just a great store. You can get things. Type in MeUndies.
Yes.
At valuevillage.com.
Yeah, and use the promo code Triple Threat Podcast.
Triple Threat promo code Flinch.
But it was great. Tuck. It was great. It was a blue, like a powder blue jacket and a powder blue vest, and the tie was blue and yellow. I mean, you can see the Instagram photo, and the
Instagram it looks very gray. So I'm surprised to hear it's
I know it wasn't very good lighting in there. I didn't
look at this! I just got my. I don't remember. Well, I don't think you sent this last year.
I thought I did. I lost that hammer in the back of a cab, by the way. That's
now, folks,
IKEA
the hammer is just a regular.
It's just an IKEA. I was supposed to be Ghetto Thor. See, that's the idea. See, I'm going to call up my friends here. We're supposed to be the Ghetto Avengers. And one of my friends decided to go as a Star Trek a medical officer. I don't think he was.
That's the most Ghetto Avengers. The wrong one.
He wasn't specifically. Yeah, he wasn't specifically Bones. He just wore a blue T-shirt and the ensign pin. So the next year I went as Kirk, and I wore a yellow shirt and the ensign pin, right? The captain pin. I had the right pin. So that was my Kirk. And by the way, I bought 2 shirts at Value Village last year that were about $25. So this year's clothes for Nate were a little nicer. So yeah, I went out. One of the first guys I saw at the bar was a guy dressed as Mach. And
that's great.
He was yelling at me for taking pictures of Elizabeth, and it was.
Oh, really? That is a deep cut.
It was cool.
Could you wish for anything better? Oh my gosh,
it was cool, and I didn't get a picture with Mach, which I was a little upset, which I regret. It was
You're not digging that?
I couldn't dig it.
But
it was fun. I had the suit and the hair and the glasses, I had the belt tucked under my arm. I saw a friend there I didn't know was there, and he recognized me just from me smiling at him. Also, sunglasses in a bar at night at Halloween, very hard to see through.
Very hard to see through.
It was very dark in there. It's very difficult.
Can I tell a quick sunglasses story?
Yes, please.
Earlier today, Saturday, rather.
Yeah, I remember Monday.
Yeah, I remember Saturday.
Yeah,
what a
Monday
day.
morning.
Actually, a beautiful day in Halifax. Got to hang out with a friend and went on top of the roof of the library. You're supposed to be there. I wasn't being weird.
Yeah, you're spitting on people.
But on the way there, I had left my sunglasses in the car, and I didn't put them where I usually do. So when I released the emergency brake, I punched my sunglasses and broke them. So I had to go buy some new sunglasses today.
Oh, snap. Literally.
But the ones I got, are quite lovely, and they'll be good for my trip, which I'll talk about a little bit later. Plug is chugging along. We'll continue on. Ric Flair, wandering around bars, not seeing things, sunglasses on his face.
Yeah, and nobody knew who I was, and I'm like, I should expect that. Even when I told people, like, oh, who are you? I'm like, I'm Ric Flair. He's like, I don't know. I don't know who that is.
I still don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're the wrestling championship.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice for you to be him.
But my friends won some awards. My friend's cousin dressed as the Hercules VHS tape. He has a big box that he wore.
Oh, that's amazing! Like
painted up like a VHS tape. It wasn't the cover.
Which Hercules movie?
The Disney one. So he had the Disney masterpiece, Hercules, like classics down there. And so his girlfriend was a bag of popcorn. So she had like like a bag hanging off her, the stripy bag of popcorn.
Awesome!
And she had like a bunch of they made like popcorns with like caulking, I guess. So it looked really good. They won the best couples costume contest, which
nice.
Congratulations to that. And my friend's girlfriend won the best dance moves. She was dressed as Princess Peach, and she was just, she jumped in the air and float for a little bit, and then land. She was great.
Nice. Oh, yeah, it's a tough costume to pull off.
One of the best dance moves. I did get a picture with this guy. I also saw the best costume of the dude from The Big Lebowski that I've seen, and he was drinking in the White Russians. So
that costume really pulled
the room together. Yeah. So it was good. It was a good turnout. It was actually great costumes. I was saying to Ian, it's like, wow, it's like a TV show in here. Everybody's dressed. Everybody's costume is so on point.
I think I love like a sitcom. Everyone just has the perfect $350 costume. They could so good.
Yeah, because they got budget. So that was
the best. Yeah. Well, the tough thing was in Halifax this weekend was that it was Halloween. It's also HalCon.
Yes.
So things were. I was having a donaire with the same friend I was in the library with. His name was Ben.
Yeah.
Ben was visiting, and so we were sitting at Johnny K's on Pizza Corner, the new donaire place there. I thought I'd give that place a shot.
Is it good?
It's good. It's a donaire. It's good. I thought the meat could have been a little bit hotter.
Okay.
But otherwise, solid donaire.
Okay.
And so we saw this kid walking up the street, and at first I was talking out loud. I was like, who is this kid supposed to be? Let me see if you can guess from what he was wearing. So he's wearing a brown trench coat. He's got a big stick, it looks like he probably duct taped both ends of one of those unscrewable brooms. He had a purple shirt underneath, and he had purplish shoes, and he had a belt with an X on it.
Gambit?
He was Gambit.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure it out, but then my friend was like, I think he's Gambit. And I was like, that's 100% it. Obviously, he's Gambit.
Yeah.
He was with a friend and his dad, and the dad, I couldn't tell if the dad was supposed to be Heisenberg from Breaking Bad, or if he was just wearing a fedora, was bald, and had a goatee and dressed like a dad. I couldn't tell. And then they actually came into the to the donaire place, and I was kind of like, I really want to ask, but in case he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't watch that show.
I don't watch that program. I'm not aware of that program.
The program.
I don't know what that program is.
Anyway, so he might have just been a dad.
You got to be careful, right? You can walk up to weird looking people on Halloween and be like, "Oh, it's so crazy. Your hair looks so terrible. Great." Terrible hair costumes. My regular hair.
This is life. This is what I do.
This is what I
look
look
how
like.
I present myself in public.
My daily life.
This is it,
sir.
Story of my life. I'll take you home.
Story of your life. Yeah. So Halloween. Hope everyone was safe. Had a good time.
Halloween, if you know what I mean,
is a good
pretty
time.
Good. Now we heard from Alex on that right where he was coming back from Spain.
He was coming back from Spain.
He saw some pretty cool stuff in Spain.
Yes.
Specifically related to what I would consider the trilogy.
Yes.
People say the Lord of the Rings is a trilogy now. That's stupid. It's not. Lord of the Rings, overrated. But
it's also based on a series of books, so Star Wars is original.
Yes.
Is an original piece of film. Well, actually, Star Wars was a book.
Only the one. Only the one is original content. Even that is kind of... It was Akira Kurosawa. Some love. So Alex saw some cool Star Wars stuff. I kind of wish he was here to talk about it, but I feel like in a couple weeks, when he's back on the podcast, he'll be able to kind of fill us in on I feel like Alex would do a few solo podcasts about Europe.
I was going to say, the next couple shows are just going to be us hosting Alex, asking him
Pretty
about
much.
Europe, all the stuff that he didn't tell us about.
Or talking talking to him about things. I was wondering how much, because I realized like being gone for a month and a half is like a substantial amount of time in terms of like what you experience even news wise.
Yeah.
So Alex is a frequent texter of gifts. You follow him if he texts you or if you
follow
tweet
him. Alex's phone number 902.
For a second, I got kind of nervous, but I think it's a safe thing to give out.
The area code.
So one of the things
for
that
two
he texted
provinces
me was a GIF of from Hotline Bling with Drake, which is like has kind of caught the world by storm. And so it's one of those things where I was like, oh, he got that in Europe. That's good. There's a really good Star Wars one actually for Hotline Bling.
Is it the lightsaber?
With a lightsaber. I like the tennis one the best. Have you seen the tennis one?
Hotline Bean is pretty good too.
Oh, what's that? Oh, is it Mr. Bean? Oh my gosh. I saw him. My favorite music over it was the theme from Frasier.
That's good.
It was really good.
That's really good.
It was really quite good. So, but Alex was in Madrid this weekend.
Yes, he was.
And they had something. What was it called?
Face the Force.
Face the Force. And I don't really know exactly what it was. I guess it had some.
I have no idea either.
I get just a big promotional thing for Star Wars, but there was these huge masks and helmets on the streets, like the size of like a couple of giant pumpkins stacked on top of each other.
That's our measurement, by the way. Giant
I used it actually year round.
Yes.
In February, you're talking about something. How many giant pumpkins is that?
Yeah, renting out an apartment. So this one is 57 square giant pumpkins.
Which is weird because giant pumpkins typically not square.
That's right.
But they usually are a little bit squashed out.
Yeah, they
anyway,
are.
So Alex sent us a couple pictures of it was a First Order Stormtrooper.
Yep.
And a First Order Flame Trooper.
Yeah.
And just the Flame Trooper.
Yeah.
I saw them in the trailers, but like to see them call that is like, oh, that's so badass.
Yeah, it's cool.
Stormtrooper, Flame Trooper, Scout Trooper. Like Flame Trooper's awesome. You should have sent that to Endor.
Right? They're gonna burn burn the whole place down.
Yeah. Just so you can find a ruby the size
of tangerine. Burn the force down.
Burn the force down. That's for Alex as well. So I thought that was pretty cool. They didn't have, but now of these masks, they had. I think Alex sent it. It was like a few Stormtrooper ones, a Captain Phasma one, and a Darth Vader one. But there was no Kylo Ren mask.
No, there wasn't a Kylo Ren.
We were Kylo Renless.
Yeah, which is odd, but
a little odd. Come on, Spanish Star Wars marketing.
Right? Get with it.
Put it together.
Stop being so loco.
Yeah, mucho loco.
Be muy bien.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought that was cool that he saw that. And so I was thinking about that this week because I actually, I'm kind of in a bit of a Star Wars kick. It's near Halloween. People wear costumes.
Right. The
movie's approaching. The trailer's out. We talked about that. Man, it is exciting.
Yeah.
And so I dusted off an old chestnut. I went over to my DVD shelf. I pulled a dusty N64 chestnut cartridge off the shelf.
On the DVD shelf.
I blew it off, and then I blew in the slot.
Now,
specifically on N64 cartridges, I don't know if it's true on all of them, it says not to blow in them.
Yes.
As kids, I don't think we read the fine print, but it says not to blow in them.
I think it's just because like they don't want to be like a spitty blow. To be like...
Yeah, and I guess you
want
can't...
moisture.
You couldn't, and then you need a moisture evaporator, and then where are you going to find that? You need a droid. It's a protocol droid to talk to it.
Yeah. So it has a bad motivator. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. He just let him go to the Toshi station.
Right.
He's just gonna meet some friends.
Yeah, but he can waste time with his friends later.
So that game, that chestnut, was Shadows of the Empire, the game.
That's right. Based on the book, Shadows of the Empire by Steve Berry.
I am going to disagree with you there.
Oh, you think the book's based on the game?
No. I think there's a story that existed of Shadows of the Empire, and they made a variation, a multitude of media for it. So they had a game, they had a book, and the book and the game do diverge in a few ways. And they had a comic book, which is different from those as well. And then a soundtrack, which I guess mostly was the game.
Yeah.
If you look it up on Wikipedia, and I encourage you to do so.
The soundtrack is just songs from the trilogy, though.
No, it's not. There's original content.
Are there some original ones?
Oh yeah, there definitely is. So Shadows of the Empire on Wikipedia is described as a multimedia project created by Lucasfilm, which is it's like a movie project without the movie. People said, according to Wikipedia,
it was everything except a movie. From
everything,
movie series,
yeah,
basically.
for sure.
Like they had toys of the Outrider. That's what it's called, right?
Yes, that was the one.
What's his name? Dash
Rendar, bro.
Dash Rendar, yeah.
I know this because I play the game, like I said.
I just had the book in my hand too. Didn't think to open a page and check. I know it's Dash Rendar, and he's fighting Prince Shizor. Was what we'll call him.
Well, I don't think he doesn't really encounter Prince Shizor that much though. Like he's doing kind of his own thing with Luke, with Leia.
What's his ship called? Like the Skyhook. I think
he does have a Skyhook, but I believe it's called
which the thing
Faline something.
Yeah,
because that's the made up alien that he is, which I guess are just green with stupid. I
think you might have
bald and with what tiny ponytail.
Yeah, it's a weird, dumb looking alien dude. He looks like the Flash Gordon guy. What's his name? The bad guy from that.
Ming the Merciless.
Yeah, it kind of looks like him without the goatee.
I could see that. I mean, there's only
it makes sense because Star Wars is based on inspired by Flash Gordon. I think that question
inspired, but has had more of a cultural legacy, in my opinion.
Oh no! The question I was thinking, I think the falling whatever. Mm-hmm. I thought that was a question in your Star Wars trivia, but no, the question was what was the name of Grievous's ship, and it was like the Shadow Hammer or something.
Oh my gosh, it's stupid. A lot of the content for Star Wars that isn't done by Lucasfilm or like in the films themselves is so stupid.
I have a book. I have two of them actually. The Obsessed with Star Wars trivia book, which is like thousands of Star Wars questions.
Within reach of that book?
Somewhat, yeah.
Somewhat. So if I talk about it right now, like in this moment, you would be able to stand up, walk over, get the book, and then possibly ask me a few insane questions just to see if I would have the goods enough to do that. Would you be able to do that if I talked for long enough?
I suppose so. You can talk for...
You didn't take that opportunity to do so, though.
You can take... Shut up. You can talk for... Yes. I'm looking at a clock.
Okay.
To tell you to wait for 10 seconds. Why am I looking at a clock that doesn't have seconds on it?
No idea.
All right. You just talk amongst yourself.
Sure. So, Shadows of the Empire... Okay, well, it's walking away. Shadows of the Empire is set between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Apparently, when they came up with the idea, nobody had really thought of that as a thing to talk about before, which is interesting because the movies are not direct sequels. There is room in between, and I'm surprised as a result there hasn't been expanded universe that I know about that has covered the between Star Wars Empire Strikes Back timeline.
Yeah, me too.
I bet there are. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Well, I just talked about the connections, how Shadows of the Empire fits into the Star Wars canon.
Okay.
Yeah. Now hit me with your Star Wars trivia canon.
Okay, so this is a book called Obsessed with Star Wars, 2,500 questions. You can find it at your local chapters, Indigo. There'll be a lot on display now because of the tie-in with the movie.
Okay.
And they do a series of books, just like Obsessed with Golf and Obsessed with Football, like that sort of thing. So it's got a button you can try. So you press the Try Me button, and it should bring up a random question or choose the answer. All right, that was incorrect, whatever question that was.
Your book has a button on it?
And it still keeps score, too. It's 11 out of 40 I got right. So it picks a random question. So question 558, and these are all multiple choice.
Yep.
So 558. Now, these are in order of all the movies.
Okay.
Like every movie. So 558, we're in Attack of the Clones era is where we are.
Okay.
And the question of 558 is, what was Madame Jocasta Nu's position in the Jedi Temple prior to becoming Jedi Archivist?
Wow.
She either served on the council for 10 years, she served the Jedi Farming League, she trained Jedi pilots, or she trained Jedi in Style 4 lightsaber combat.
Now, I feel like if she did any of those last three, that she wouldn't be in the archives. But it makes sense that she would be kind of more of an academic, more of a scholar. Maybe she was on the council. So I'm going to say that first one.
Okay, A. Hey, do you hear that?
There it is.
That's correct.
Boom. Context clues, folks. I obviously have no idea what Jocasta Nu spends her time doing.
Okay. Next question is question 1270.
Yep, perfect.
By the way, we could do why are we wasting time writing our own trivias when I have the trivia book right here?
We should just release a side podcast called 20 Questions from the Star Wars Obsessed with Star Wars book.
But this
and see how long we can do it before we get in trouble by them.
So this is 1270.
Okay. Oh, so we're Return of the Jedi then. No.
This is New Hope era.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
New Hope era, yeah. Okay. So there we are.
Got
1270. Who took Han Solo as a small child? Is it Talon Card, Garish Shirk, Jabba the Hutt, or Dexter Jetster? Funny thing is, I know who the first one is.
Who? Can you say the first two again?
Talon Card, Garish Shrike.
I'm going to say it's that one because...
Garish
yeah, I'm
Shrike?
just going to say it's that one.
Okay. We'll see. Choosing answer B. Hey!
Yeah!
You got it. Talon Card was another... he was another... smuggler. All right, we'll do. This will be the last one. But actually, you're crushing it so far.
Thank you, 66%.
Killing it, bro.
Yep.
1645. So
still a New Hope, probably.
It might be. No, it looks like we might be in.
We really got a book in front of us. You can hear the pages just being turned. This book is
very immersive.
Yeah, and if you want to buy it online at chapters.ca, right now it's 25% off, folks.
There you
just
go.
over $20.
Just use your Plum card or whatever they
You get 101 Plum points.
Question 1645. This is still in the New Hope era.
Yep.
What did C-3PO think he had found when he spotted a sandcrawler from afar? A settlement, an oasis, a transport, or a village? I think I know the answer to this one.
What is it? I think he says transport.
Yeah, he's like, look, a transport.
Yeah.
Over here! Help! Yay. Please help! There you go.
Nice. 100%. I'm proud.
Yeah, you ought to be. And
now,
then,
okay. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Will.
Another thing just keeps going. You hit the try me button, and then you're stuck forever. You're trapped in the book.
It's probably some horror movie called Book.
Right?
Yeah. Pretty bad.
But it's got two U's with umlauts on top of each one.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
now, real quick, before we get back to Shadows of the Empire.
Yes.
I just want to talk about the First Order Stormtrooper mask.
Yeah.
Sure. So, okay, it's like kind of like black. What I could only imagine would be like sunglasses kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah. Shades.
And it goes down around the mouth. So, like the front piece is kind of like an island on the glass, right?
Yeah.
Is that helping anybody?
I think.
Why do they just have an all black face on there?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it helped them like breathe, maybe.
I don't think that they're. I mean,
I don't know how it works exactly.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I'm looking at a toy right now, and it doesn't look like it's all one. It doesn't look like it's all one black piece. It looks like it's like a different material at the mouth parts. But I don't know. We'll have to watch the movie and get a better look at it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, StarWars.com Black Series First Order Stormtrooper shows that it actually looks a little bit different. Like the bottom's a bit of a grill. So
yeah, it's a grill.
You know what? I already take it back. So Shadows of the Empire, like I was saying, is between Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
And you played the game and you read the comic, right? Or not the comic, but the actual book.
Actually, Nintendo Power had excerpts from the comic back in the day.
What do you remember of it? Was it any good?
It's fine. It's just a comic representation of what happens in the book. I mean, I kind of remember it ish, a little bit, kind of maybe.
It was ish. Is that what you're saying about it?
No, I don't think it was ish. I thought it was fine as far as expanding universe books go. So
yeah, I like the game was good. I mean, any game where I get to be in a snow speeder and take down AT-ATs is exciting.
Well, also
Great
it was an N64 launch title.
Yeah,
which was a big deal at the time. So like it's the first time we saw the Battle of Hoth that you could play in 3D and you run around and shoot guys with your blaster that loses charge every so often. But
that's like picking up the game and playing it this week is one of those things where I was like, oh, that's weird that there's like that 100. It's like 100 thing and you shoot. I don't think it actually makes a difference though with the blaster. You shoot as much as you want.
The blaster has unlimited ammo essentially. But
Thankfully.
you can also pick up like explosive ammo, like ballistic ammo in a way.
Yes. Yes, with I'm trying to think what else there. But yeah. You're right.
There were different. There was there was much. It was pretty sweet ammo actually. Once you fight the ATST in the first and the Echo base and that first one, the first level, you can really blow up that ATST hard if you're looking.
Oh
to
yeah, you give it the heat.
do some damage. You got to give it the heat, right? Give it the high heat.
Oh yeah. Apparently, I mean, I don't know if actually if Shadows of the Empire counts as a launch title because I think it wasn't released until. Well, I think it was just after it was released because I think Pilot Wings and Super Mario were the only ones there. Pilot Wings, I remember that was an interesting game.
Yeah, Pilot Wings 64. There was a Super Nintendo Pilot Wings too that I never.
There
played.
was, yeah.
But yeah, there's a Pilot Wings 64, and it was like Blast Corps and Mario 64, which is obviously the one we all know about. I had a revelation the other day that there are kids now old enough to drink, so they're 19. They were born in 96. Their whole life, Mario spoke. But for us youngins, Mario, like for me, Mario didn't speak for 11 years.
Right, and the game that we grew up with was, I mean, for me it was different than you because my game that we grew up with was 3. But you got 3 for your birthday, right? Your 5th or 6th birthday or something like that.
Did I get Mario 3 for my?
Yeah, I feel like you did.
Why do you remember that?
I don't know. It's one of those things. People remember different things.
You know, I was 2. It was like, what's up? I'm 2. I know stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know it then. I found out later, of course.
Oh, okay.
But that's right. Yeah, that's what it would have been like.
Yeah.
So people, yeah, man. It is funny going back and playing the game and being like, oh, there's like Dash Runner looks the character jumping around and stuff like that does not look good.
No, he kind of just jumps with one leg in the air, just kind of floats there for a second.
Yeah, the ships look good. Although one thing that confused me in the second level is there is you see the Millennium Falcon take off and drive and go away.
That's right. That's the Falcon and Empire being pursued by Vader and the troopers.
But Vader's not there.
No, he's not there. No.
That could have been so much cooler, guys. Come on.
Could have been cool, but he would have killed you right away. He can kill you with his mind.
He doesn't know. You don't know that.
I'm pretty sure he would. I feel like I know Lord Vader well enough.
Lord Vader.
That's right.
He recognized his foul stench when I was brought on board, actually. So
yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, did you also played Rogue Squadron, right?
Yeah, I still have Rogue Squadron stickers actually.
Really?
Yeah, from a Nintendo Power magazine.
Nice, man. Nintendo Power. If it wasn't,
get the power, Nintendo Power. Yeah.
If it wasn't shut down, we could really give it some love. This
People
podcast.
still read magazines. We
Yes.
definitely shout out to Nintendo Power.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But unfortunately, they lost the power. Nintendo Power.
They lost the power. They didn't fight the power. The power that be.
It was a power outage.
It's true. What was Rogue Squadron like as a game? It was like what came out like 98 probably.
Yeah, Rogue Squadron was good. It had I think it had another Battle of Hoth, or maybe I'm thinking about the
it definitely did
the GameCube version because every Star Wars game had a Hoth battle in it somewhere.
Yeah, because
I'm pretty sure even the new Battlefront game has that. The one that's coming out on PS4 and not 360, Xbox One in a couple of weeks, which looks pretty awesome. I think that still has a Hoth level in it.
Usually Hoth is the first level, which is funny. Like they never start with like the Battle of Yavin.
No. So that was actually the Rogue Squadron for GameCube started with the Battle of Yavin.
They did actually.
Yeah, yeah. You do the Death Star trench run and everything, which is pretty cool. But yeah, Rogue Squadron was good. There were a lot of great flying Star Wars games. There was Starfighter, and then Jedi Starfighter for PS2. The GameCube had had Rogue Squadron 2, and then Rogue Squadron 3, which made the mistake of it being like, well, you want to be out of the ship, right? You want to be a guy running around.
Oh,
it's like, no, I want to be just put me in the ship.
Yeah,
leave me in the ship.
Want to run around? I'll be in a run around game. Just give me the run around.
Just basically make a Star Fox game, but just paint everything with Star Wars. That's basically all you want.
You know how Star Fox was just lightly changed Star Wars material? Just don't change it and get the licensing.
Just get the licensing, yeah.
Yeah, get it done. You know,
One thing I miss in the Rogue Squadron games is the lock-on, because the lock-on in Star Fox is very, very handy, especially when you locked on.
Oh, yes.
Shot them with a bomb, right?
Yeah, baby. You bomb the crap out of them.
That was very, that was satisfying. Also, I have on my Wii Virtual Console, I have Super Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. All three of them incredibly difficult.
Those games. Yes. I think we've talked about them before.
We have a couple times, but they're very horde.
Yeah. Oh, they're very horde. Very horde.
They're horde games.
Horde.
I like to see Shadows of the Empire come to Virtual Console, but I think there's some licensing issues with Lucasfilm. So,
I mean, if you can do the super ones, just sweeten it up and say, yeah, sure, I'll take it.
Right? Yeah,
that'd be sweet.
That should be easy enough.
If I could play Grand Theft Auto on my phone, I should be able to play Shadows of the Empire on my Wii U.
No, you're talking about the first Grand Theft Auto, like the top-down one?
I can play Vice City on my phone, actually.
You really?
You can buy, and I did, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. You can buy Vice City the 3, and you can actually also buy San Andreas on your phone and just play them. And they look better than they did on a PlayStation.
That's nuts, because I remember when San Andreas came out on PlayStation 2. It was such a huge deal.
I don't even have to... You don't have to save it or anything like that. You just close out, and then when you hit resume, you're just standing where you were before. And the game loads incredibly fast. It's it's not ideal, but I can still drive pretty well and get through missions.
Is it sponsored by Rockstar? Or sponsored? Is it from Rockstar?
It's released by Rockstar, yeah.
The Rockstar game, so it's legit.
It's a legit Rockstar game.
Too legit to quit.
Too legit to quit. It was very...
How does it control, though, on the phone?
So the bottom left corner, wherever you touch it, is where the joystick appears. Well, I don't know. It's like a flat joystick, right? It's just kind of where you move your finger.
Be like a circle, basically.
And then, yeah, exactly. Circle with a circle in it. And then on the right-hand side is like different buttons show up. So it's like if you're running around, there's like a run button and a jump button and a punch or shoot button.
And then a steel car button.
And a steel car button just above it.
Yeah.
Which is really just, it's innocuously placed as a get-in car thing, but we all know what you're doing.
Get in the car.
Get in the car.
Excuse me, can I be in the car, please?
Yeah, and then when you get in, it switches over to 2 pedals, which is funny because if you don't know cars super well, it's not exactly clear which is which, but you figure it out right away depending on how you press it.
Oh, okay.
Actually. Yeah, so you can get that all kind of figured out there. But it's actually it's pretty well done given the circumstances. Like for a touch game, it's very good.
Huh.
Yeah.
How touching.
How touching. Yeah, exactly.
See what you did there?
Yeah, oh, for sure. Trying to think, where do we want to go with next year, Will? Still got lots of great stuff to talk about.
You got a lot of stuff.
We got a lot of stuff, man. You went to, actually, you know what? I've been teasing this trip that we're taking here. So let's talk about, we can talk about the Thursday Night Football game, which usually doesn't matter, but involved the New England Patriots this week, which is great.
It did, yeah.
We usually keep the Sunday games. We usually don't talk about those. We keep them under...
Yeah, those don't matter. Thursday Night Football is where it's at. Everybody likes football on Thursdays. So this is supposed to be a big matchup.
Yeah, it was New England against Miami, and Miami was a team that had fired their coach and was starting to play well. Starting to be a team to reckon with, really.
Dan Campbell had them playing like primates.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Is that a reference to something?
That's what he said he wanted his team to play like.
Oh, do you want to? I think you have a primate shout out to make too.
I can officially mention this now.
Which is this is something that this a little bit blew my mind
because it's officially official.
It's officially official.
So the Planet of the Apes film series, which we have been fans of since the Rise, Dawn, whatever the first one was.
I go back to being interested when they started the Tim Burton one, which is different. But I'm an ape head. I don't know what they call them.
A biped, I think. You're an ape head. So they are shooting the third Planet of the Apes movie here. They had they shot the first one here. Mm-hmm. The second one they shot, I think, down in Louisiana. And then the third one they're shooting up here. Yeah. And what they need for that, they need performers who can do motion capture apes. And Sarah Canning, friend of the show, is going to be involved in this project.
Amazing.
Which is super, super exciting. And I can tell you that when she did the audition weeks ago, she was like, I just had the best audition. She was very excited.
I feel like she crushed it, hey?
Well, she's felt really good about the audition, which is awesome for actors to have that feeling leaving the room and leaving the place. So she's very excited. So yes, she'll be shooting that for the next little while, and I'm very excited to see her on the screen as an ape. I think it's going to be very cool.
Yeah, so she gets to be an ape lady. That's exciting. Someone who's on the podcast.
Yes,
is in
friend
the
of
new,
the show.
I believe it's called War for the Planet of the Apes. Is that right?
Yes, that's the title.
War for the. So it's WFTPOTA instead of ROTPOTA.
Yeah,
and,
so you still going to give it a fun. What do you call it? Anagram? No, I keep messing it up. Acronym. Yeah.
Yes.
Still a fun acronym. I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to say she's an ape in it.
Sure.
If not, we're going to get sued.
Deadline speculates, but yeah, we'll get sued. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll get sued. We got lawyers.
Yeah, so congratulations to Sarah Canning for getting being in a movie that I am legitimately excited to see come out. Does it have a 2016 release?
I believe so. 2016. When the last one came out last year?
Yeah, so if they're on, it's 2017. I was really
I was gonna say it's probably 3 years.
It's early July. That's gonna be a nice big juicy. It's gonna be a big juicy summer blockbuster in 2 years.
Big juicy summer steak, baby.
Yeah, man.
Enjoy that. But they got to do a lot of work effects-wise with all the ape technology. And all
stuff. Yeah, I guess so.
Do a lot of
the headline the headline for her getting the part is Sarah Canning to monkey around in War for Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, but
good job, deadline.
Yeah, but they always do like that, like Chris Pratt to take a bite out of Jurassic World. Like they always have this fun, this hilarious title.
There we go.
Robert Pattinson hopes he doesn't suck in the next Twilight movie. It sucked because he's a vampire in the film. See?
Yes. Oh, I got there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if I had to explain it to you or not.
Yeah. So the war for the Rock, which is the football, took place on Thursday between the Dolphins and the Patriots. To bring it back to that
at Foxborough.
At Foxborough, and yes, it was a game that 3 weeks ago I would have thought, okay, we're gonna wipe the floor with them, and then this week I was like, I don't know, and then we wiped the floor with them.
Yeah, you did. What do you guys do right, and what do they do wrong?
That's a good question. We stifled their offense very efficiently. This is the first game I've seen the Patriots play this season where I was confident in the defense. Before, I felt like the defense was like, I hope we make some good plays here, but I feel like we're just kind of giving them room and letting them do what they want.
Yeah.
Whereas this week it was like, oh, we're making them, we are crushing them. Like we had them pinned back behind their 10 a few times.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I mean, great punting, really. There was a great early safety that really sunk them, which is great. Safety is such a good thing because you get points and possession, which is, when does that happen? No other time.
It's good, yeah.
Points and possession. So we did really well, and then our offense just also ate them alive. It was a beautiful thing. When LeGarrette Blount went until they stopped LeGarrette Blount, so then we brought out Dion Lewis to be running back, and then we threw it around a little bit, and it was never really in question. It was an enjoyable way of spending a Thursday night, which on the East Coast means I have to stay up until 1 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
On a Thursday. So it's not early. It's, like between Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, and Thursday Night Football is always a late one. But when it comes to the Patriots, my priorities are questionable. So I picked them because I have questionable football priorities.
Well, it sounds like it's not in question, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose so. I guess just most people probably wouldn't be like, yeah, cool. You like football more than sleep.
So you were watching the game, and you're like, man, I wonder what it would be like.
I wish I was there.
To be in the stadium in Foxborough.
To smell Gillette Stadium, because I'm curious if it smells like shaving cream or not.
It probably doesn't.
It probably doesn't. Well, Will, I have good news for you. I will find out.
What? Really?
A week from yesterday.
Oh my goodness!
I'm leaving in 2 days. I'm leaving on Wednesday morning. I'm going with my wife and returning valiant conqueror of Europe, Alex Vaughn. We're going to Rhode Island first because we're going to a wedding that we are involved with.
Is it Quahog, Rhode Island?
We're going to Quahog.
Yeah,
with Lois. Sorry, that's as good as that impression gets.
That's good, man. Yeah,
thank you.
Really, keep it up. Go on the road with that.
It's true. And we're actually going to be in Newport, which is kind of ritzy, which I'm excited about.
Ritzy?
Like it's where the Vanderbilts lived. And we're going to go from there. We're going to go to the Alex and I are going to be going to the Washington Redskins New England Patriots game Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Watch it if you. I think it's on Fox this week. I think.
On
That's what has
Fox.
the Fox.
Really? Fox is carrying? Okay.
Well, they usually have CBS, but I think CBS has a late game or something like that. So I don't know. Check your local listings, folks.
That's right, folks. Check your local listings. If you're over in Halifax,
Yeah.
you're pretty much guaranteed to be carrying that game.
Yeah, so we're excited. I think the tickets are were expensive.
Yeah, wasn't $31 at Valley Village, but it was.
Yeah, it's true.
little more than
But
that.
I think we're gonna have good seats there, and I'm excited to. It's gonna be an experience. It looks like it's gonna be pretty decent weather. Actually, I'll do a quick weather update for what we have so far. I know weather is typically kind of a crapshoot this far in advance,
Yeah, it is.
but next Sunday is supposed to be high of 12, low of 8, with 60% chance of showers.
Oh no!
That could be that way. Whatever. We'll just bundle up and have the rain jackets on, and we'll watch Tom throw the ball.
Yeah,
And it's great. With everybody's healthy, that we're really excited about. It's going to be a good team. I think the Redskins are be coming off a week. They're coming off a bye week. We have kind of a mini baby bye week, and so it's going to.
Yeah, you do.
It should be an interesting game. Hopefully, it's competitive but not scary.
Oh, I don't know how it's going to be competitive. I think the Redskins they're awful. They're awful.
Yeah, they're not good.
Their
they're not
quarterback
good.
situation there is terrible.
Oh, Kirk Cousins is at least doing pretty well.
Yeah.
All things considered. But if you're ever a team that is in a situation like this, the fact remains you have to look at yourself and say, we are so far from real contention. Like, so far from that.
Right? Yeah, it's like, let's be honest, guys.
So currently the Redskins are 3-4. They're second in the NFC East.
Yeah, great division.
So such a good division. Obviously, if you have a losing record and be second in it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of divisions like that. A lot of bad teams this year.
Yeah, there are. I can think of one in particular, man. Oh, God.
Boy. I'm sorry, man. That happens sometimes.
It's not your fault.
Remember when you won a Super Bowl a couple years ago? That was cool.
Hey, shut up. I can think of three awful teams. My Ravens and also both my fantasy football teams. I'm having one of the worst years in recent memory.
You had a good tweet for it, which is I think you wanted to fire your fantasy football coaching staff, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Change up that locker room.
Them? Yeah, change the locker room. We got to change the culture here. We want to go back to a winning culture. But it's a bad football year for myself. I'll speak for myself, but also maybe in the league. But I mean, what do I know? The quarterback play overall hasn't been that great. You guys, Matt, your team's doing really well.
They're undefeated. I get to go see my team be undefeated. And
they're
possibly
still
extend
undefeated, and most likely extend that. They're just steamrolling everybody. It's outrageous.
Yeah,
I keep saying this every week, but they got a 29-foot tight end who makes every grab in the end zone that goes his way. It's just the matchups are so unfair.
It's pleasant.
So unfair, and the coach is evil. But yes, I'm glad you're going to go there and see your guys, and hopefully no one gets hurt and everyone has a good time.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully everything goes well that way.
You guys have
I'm excited.
Sam Adams out there.
Yeah, yes, exactly. I mean, hey, there's we're gonna have some time to kind of figure out what we want to do. So it should be good. It's also like a vacation, which is nice. You know, there's a wedding we have to work on. We can help out with that, but otherwise, we get to just RELAX in USA.
That's right.
Exactly. Now, Will, we're running a little bit out of time here. A couple of things you want to talk about. Did you want to talk about the show you went to this past week?
I can mention the show I went to this week.
Mention that show. Get that show out there.
I went to a show on Wednesday at the Rickshaw Theater, which is a converted like kung fu movie theater.
Oh boy, that sounds awesome.
It is awesome. It was a good time, and it was really loud.
Yes.
But it was this band from Austin, Texas, called The Sword. And I actually saw a girl at the show with a Fozzy T-shirt on. Now, Fozzy is
nice.
Yeah, wrestler Chris Jericho has a band called Fozzy. He started years ago, and it's become one of the main things that he does. They've released, I think, 7 or 8 albums by now. They've done a lot for a band that just used to cover metal songs. But
Did they do all originals now, Fozzy?
All originals now, yeah.
Oh, good for them.
They did an ABBA cover on their last album. It's all original stuff.
Well, I mean, you might as well. What out? Do you remember the song?
Yeah, it's called SOS.
Oh, I was hoping it was Fernando.
No, it wasn't Fernando.
Guys, underrated ABBA song, Fernando.
Actually,
Yeah.
Ghost is a Swedish metal band, and they did a cover of an ABBA song called "I'm a Marionette." So I guess ABBA's a big hit with the metal community. But I had to ask her about it. It's like, is that a Fozzy shirt? She's like, yeah. I'm like, are you a fan of the wrestler or the band? She's like, the band. I like the band. I heard him, and I was like, oh, right on, okay. But the show was fun. The show featured a band from Europe, so Alex probably knows them, called Cadaver, spelled with a K, from Germany, and they were heavy. And the Sword came out, and they were pretty heavy too. But the weird thing is, they played a lot of stuff. They opened and they closed with a song from their third album, and currently they're on their fifth. They were touring their fifth album.
Living in the past.
A little bit. So I guess they figure Warp Riders is their magnum opus. They didn't play Freya from their first album, which is their hit, because Freya is in Guitar Hero 2, which is probably the way a lot of people heard about them.
And they didn't do that one.
They didn't do that one. They did it last time, though. They played a longer set last time I saw them at the Biltmore. And I think I might have liked that show a little more. But still, I was happy to see them, and it was a good time. And it was, it was, like I said, sweaty basement metal. It's just smelly, and the crowd was a lot moshier than I expected, but it was cool. And the girl who, with the Fozzy shirt, writes for a website called MetalTitans.com. So if you want to see a review, shout out to Metal Titans. If you want to see a review of the show I went to, you can check out that website, and they should have it up pretty soon, if not now.
Very cool. It's
there
cool
you go.
They got to see that.
Yeah. So
the girl with the Fozzy shirt is one of my favorite David Fincher
movies. Yeah, and also novel written by. I was hoping you'd know the name of the author.
Oh gosh, sorry. I don't remember the person. I don't remember his name. Lars Svensson.
Yeah.
Now hold on. Now this website, Metal Titans, I'm just kind of floating around on it. Was the Darkness show on the 13th? Because she may have also reviewed that.
Yeah, I think that's her too.
Oh, nice. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
So I checked out that show.
So, yeah, give that a shot. Looks like there's some good local stuff on MetalTitans.com.
You know what they didn't check out though, which really surprised me. They weren't at the Alan Doyle Bare Naked Lady show. That would have been super metal, and they missed.
Oh man,
they missed out.
The largest names in metal,
and so metal.
Oh man, just BNL, just so hot in the metal scene.
BNL up in this, man.
Yeah, exactly.
So there you go.
Bananas, Nanas, and Lanas.
Yeah, shout outs to Metal Titans. And I think that ought to do it.
That ought to do it. Can I give a plug for next month?
Next month, sure, yeah.
Well, this is November. We're already in the next month, although the next month might be December, but we just got to this one, so just enjoy November while you got it, folks. Okay.
Okay. All right. Enjoy that.
Yeah. So for next week's podcast, and I think you're gonna trust us this time, folks.
I don't know. It's a whole week.
I saved my review of Steve Jobs, which is fine because no one saw it. We can talk about that too.
No one saw anything this month.
I know. So Steve Jobs, I can talk about that. We're also going to talk about First Jobs.
Yes,
which I'm eager to talk about.
First Jobs isn't a person, by the way. It's a statement.
It's a statement. We'll probably talk about some podcasts, and then we're going to talk about James Bond, James Bond.
That's right, Mr.
Because Spectre coming out.
Yeah,
and I'm excited.
And I said Spectre. You can follow me on Twitter at William C. Vaughn. Matt, follow you.
At MP Vaughn. Real quick, it's James Bond trivia as well. So if you like trivia, next week you're going to get a heap and help in a trivia.
Yeah, not from a book that randomly selects trivia questions.
Exactly. Alex Vaughn is on Twitter. He's at Evonix. And again, you can keep checking out his blogs, which have been very enjoyable.
WordPress.com/Alex James Vaughn.
Alexander James Vaughn, I believe, is that one. As of
his middle name's James. That's James Bond's first name.
Yep.
Isn't that cool?
That's true. That's true. So Alex gets to stop watching football games in little bars around Europe. He can just watch one for real. And
hey, he's been checking out football games in stadiums, sir, in Europe.
Yeah, that's true. I think Saturday he checked out Real Madrid.
Yeah. God.
I think I'm saying that right. Real Madrid.
I mean, he can correct us later. He'll get all snotty about our
pronunciation. Hey, Alex, classic corrector. So we're gonna have to be excited for when Alex comes back and corrects us.
We have to get excited.
Folks, get excited. He's correcting.
We'll get this party started right. All right, folks. Thanks for listening this week. We'll see you next week. And enjoy yourselves.
But not too much.
No, not too much. Actually, don't enjoy yourself.
Please.